Manchester United 4, Aston Villa 2. We're through to the to the Carabao Cup. Fourth round, we're going to be playing Burnley at home. First of all, Burnley at home. Confident for that?
Yeah, at least it's not Turf Moor. It's not a cold, windy December at Turf Moor. Burnley football, what is it going to be like? I don't even know. I know they're top of the Championship right now.
Yeah.
It's not. Company's their manager.
Yeah, they play good football. They actually play possession-based football. It's all changed. Vincent comes back to Manchester.
It's going to be an interesting one. Obviously, I think we could get a result. It's at home, so it works in our favour. It is just as the World Cup finishes, so I anticipate that anyone that does make it quarters, semis, final, they're not going to play in that game. So it's just a whirlwind of a schedule.
Yeah.
Even with the final is in. I'm not getting too ahead of myself, but if we get to the final, it's like end of February. We've got Europa League then. We've got some big Premier League games then. So again, that will be interesting. But I'm not going to get too ahead of myself.
Yeah, not too ahead of yourself. Let's focus on the game this evening. Let's start with Garnacho. I think everyone's going to be talking about Garnacho after that game. Comes on, really changes the game. We've seen recently his performances seem to be getting better and better and better. Just how far do you think he can go at Manchester United?
I think the sky's the limit and then some. Like he can go probably as far as he wants to go if he continues the way that he's playing today. One thing I like about Garnacho is he comes on and he takes his opportunities. Like he knows he's getting minutes and he's going to make an impression. And to come on 27, 28 minute cameo maybe, get 2 assists and maybe could have got a goal. But he's so direct, he plays direct, he's willing to take on players. That little ball roll that he does before he takes on a player, I love to see it. And I think he had a chance where Malacia dinked it over to him and he carried that ball from our third all the way and then his shot got blocked and that would have been a phenomenal goal. But he's still young, he's only 18, he's got so much to learn and I think he's probably learning under a manager that knows what he can get out of him. And we see that in the press conferences when he talks about him. Even today, he spoke about him after the game where he said, listen, this kid's young. Like he was talking about, going to the World Cup with Argentina. Obviously, I don't think he's in the squad. But he was saying that, he's got a lot of time to go to big tournaments with Argentina. And right now he's young and he's still got a lot to learn. So I think even the manager is still pushing him to get more out of him. But today's performance, he came on and that left-hand side, he's starting to own it. He's really starting to own it. And even with Rashford playing there today and then going out more into centre-forward role, they were linking up well. And I think Malacia and him are starting to play well together. Obviously, the more time they get together, the better they'll be. But Garnacho, he's so young and he's an exciting player to watch. Like I don't think I've watched an not academy kid, but a young player like him, probably since Rashford burst onto the scene for United. Like I've never been this intrigued to be like, okay, what else can he do? And he has to start on Sunday. I think it'll be interesting to see, especially like with Martial playing. He's looking fit at the moment. Hopefully he didn't pick up an injury today. Rashford, again, has made it clear that the left-hand side is his preferred side, but it's healthy competition for him and Garnacho. And even if he doesn't start on the left and Rashford starts on the left, we always know that we've got someone on the bench that will come on and be electric and can actually pick up the pace. Yeah. Garnacho, man, he's a good kid.
Talk to me about Marcus Rashford. Rashford gets his goal today. As you mentioned, started out on the left, moved into that striking position where a lot of us have been saying this season, he's better on the left-hand side. But actually, he played better once he went more centrally today. Is that something that you think Ten Hag will look at moving forward, especially with the emergence of Garnacho on the left?
Firstly, congratulations to him on the World Cup call-up.
Absolutely.
He's going to Qatar. Congratulations to him. But I think Rashford, we all know like he can play on the left-hand side and he's actually interested. I like watching him sometimes on the left-hand side because I don't know what I'm going to get from him. Am I going to get link-up play? Am I going to get him dribbling? Am I going to get him cutting in and taking shots? Today he was doing a bit of everything, sometimes unsuccessful, but he did have like the most touches in the final third for Manchester United and he got a goal. He's looking confident. I think he's got 8 goals this season in all comps.
Scorer.
The top scorer for Manchester United, and he did say he struggles to play in that centre-forward role because he's playing with his back to goal. He's not great in that position. Obviously, Martial can do that, can play hold-up play, but he did say today in his conversation after the game that it's a thing that he's willing to learn. He wants to learn. He wants to improve that. So he's very much aware of what his strengths are, and he's aware of what his weaknesses are. And I think Ten Hag is aware of that. I mean, today he had a chance where with his goal, he used his body very well.
Yeah.
And I think Marcus Rashford, like last season, he wouldn't have done that. He might have fell, he might have scuffed it, he might have knuckleballed it into the corner flag. We just never know. But today he used his body well, timed. He kind of read, I think it was Tyrone Mings. He actually read him quite well when he slipped. And I'm really happy to see him getting into this form and picking up like the pace. The goals will come. They are coming. They're going to continue to come, hopefully. He's going to go to Qatar right now with England. I don't think he'll start, but he'll definitely, as long as he don't get injured and he continues to be fit, I'm very excited to see how the rest of the season pans out with him, especially like you said, Garnacho on the left, but also Jadon Sancho, who's probably thinking, okay, Garnacho, Rashford, who am I getting ahead of? Today, he's been ill now, I think, for about 2.5 weeks. He's missed quite a few games. So I'm hoping he's okay. And he's watching this and feeling motivated as well. So fingers crossed. But as for Marcus Rashford, he knows he's not a number 9 striker. But today it worked because it was interesting the way Villa set up, because you saw Douglas Luiz, he was dropping back into the centre back position, and they were playing kind of like with a back 5 until Martial went off. And then when Martial went, obviously they know Martial's link-up play and his ability to hold up the ball is a lot better than Marcus Rashford, and they were kind of congesting that centre back position. And then Tyrone Mings came on, and Marcus Rashford, there was runs that he was making, and I think even with his goal, it was a ball from Malacia. He headed it down to Eriksen, and then Eriksen, his shot, I think I got blocked, and it just ended up falling to where Marcus Rashford was, and he was hungry for it. So obviously he wants the goals, whether it's coming from the left or from the right. I think he's working really, really hard, and I think like kudos to him for turning it around 100%. After the season that he had last season, and also Ten Hag looked at him and is definitely, I think he actually spoke about it, saying that he's been working with Rashford on finishing in training, and you can see it because even with headers, he's been scoring headers this season, which everyone's like, since when does Marcus Rashford score headers? So I'm happy for him. Today he didn't have the greatest performance, but it was definitely was it man of the match worthy? I'm not too sure, but he definitely had a performance that it just shows you that when the team is, because in the first half we weren't playing that great, we were kind of letting Aston Villa get into it, we were unable to take control of the ball, we were second best to everything, to second balls. And I think in the second half, when we kind of conceded that goal, that was the kick up the arse for pretty much everyone, and for Marcus Rashford as well.
Talk to me briefly about the defence as well. We saw it looking very shaky today. Maguire was backing with Lindelof. Is that just we see how much we miss when Martinez isn't available? Yeah,
and I think like Dalot showed us today that he's human. He's got some errors in him.
Tired.
That first goal that we conceded, Dalot got sucked out, and in an ideal world, if that was Varane and Martinez playing, Varane might have shifted right, Casemiro would have dropped into that centre back position, and Martinez would have covered. But Maguire was slow to cover that right hand side, and it was just like, I just can't really say much, because it's giving me old Manchester United vibes. The season when we were seeing these lot playing together, bar Malacia, and we look shaky, but it just shows you the dip in class when our starting back four, including our goalkeeper, is not playing. And you should be able to count on your bench players. You should be able to count on your second string players, whether it's Harry Maguire, who's going to Qatar with England, or it's Victor Lindelof. We should be able to count on them. And Maguire made some decisions today that was a bit questionable. So did Dalot. So did Lindelof. All in all, I think, goals win games. As long as you score more goals than you concede, then you win. And today that was the proof. But it just shows you that we have so much to learn, defensively. We've still got a lot to learn when we're playing our second string team.
And finally, yes or no, we're going to win the Carabao Cup?
I hope so. I don't know. I hope so. We can only wish. But it's Burnley, innit? Let me not. Actually, no. Cut that out.
Wow. We'll end it there. We can only hope. It's Burnley.